It is said there are as many tales of the Silver Tower as there are folk in the realms with the wit to tell them. Some are stirring stories of valiant heroes who overcame evil and saw justice prevail. Others follow bands of evil men seeking only power, or to tell the tragic tale of defeat at the gaunt summoner's hands. The truth is that every tale of the Silver Tower is unique, an adventure full of terror, excitement, heroism, and horror. Now then, let us begin to tell our own. The legend begins. In a vast and statue-lined chamber did the champions first come together. Whether by the dark designs of the gaunt summoner or the vagaries of fate and destiny, each champion descended the winding stairs to face one another across a sigil-etched floor. How each had come to this place was an epic tale in itself. Why each had come remained a secret known only to them. Yet it was clear that for now their paths were intertwined. It was then that the gaunt summoner's visage loomed above the champions in a blaze of unearthly light. In a booming voice, the summoner revealed that should the champions wish to win his boon, they would have to best his trials. Only in this way might they gather the fragments of the shattered amulet upon which his true name was inscribed. Do this, the gaunt summoner promised, and the champions would have whatever they desired. Fail, and they would be his prisoners forever. With this, the summoner faded from sight, leaving only his echoing laughter and a glowing portal leading on into the Silver Tower's labyrinthian depths. That's great. That's like a perfect intro scene from a arcade beat 'em up, which is largely how I think of this game. The energies of the portal surged around the champions and propelled them down a twisting tunnel of light. Moments later, they stumbled from the portal's exit and into a strange new chamber. Regaining their composure, the champions squared their shoulders and steeled themselves against the dangers to come. Their first trial within the Silver Tower had begun. Talk about a disparate group of adventurers. Holy moly. I'm a little bit embarrassed that I've only got one guy painted and it's only partially. By the way, I'm using the Hammer Hall skills and treasures in addition to the Silver Tower ones, and I printed out my own copies of the skills and treasures from the My Companion app. I don't remember how I did it, but I did it somehow. So here we go. First roll of the Destiny dice. 2 3s and 2 6s, but those won't affect us for our initial roll. We got one big 1. Okay, and then we're going to give the Rune of Tzeentch to the Branch Witch to start us off. So she's going to roll her hero dice. Oh wait, I don't want to do that. Sorry. I'm going to have the Cogsmith go first. That's why I put him up in the front. So I'll just leave her dice out there. Plus he would have insisted that he goes first anyway, I'm sure. Okay, so first action, he's going to do an explore action to open the portal. And we get, it's always the same beginning, the Whirligig Passage. There's a portal right there. The floor moved constantly in this place, clicking and whirring as it interlocked and spun apart in ever-changing configurations of crescent tiles and seamlessly meshing cogworks. Roll on encounter table B to spawn the enemies. That's a 1d6. That's what these white dice are for. 5. That is 1 blue horror per player, so 4 blue horrors. So here are the Horrors of Tzeentch card. It covers pink, blue, and brimstone. So the blues have a vigor of 2 each, and when they die, they'll split into brimstones. But we'll find out more about them later. Here they are. Here's what we're facing. He's gonna just spend a 4 and move up. His move is 3. Go 1, 2. He's not afraid to be right in the fray. We'll start off with his Grudge Raker for 6 up. Oh, it's a missile. I'm a dork. So we'll just put him right here. Grudgeraker missile. It's a 3 up to hit. They've got 2 vigor each, so we'll start with the one that's furthest away. It's a great start. And then we'll do the Jordan pistols, 2 up, 3 up to hit, but he gets 2 shots. So we'll go for, I guess, the one that's in the back as well. Hitting on 3s, he gets 1. That's 1 damage on this guy. Next up, Battlesmith. Okay, this guy wants to get in the middle of stuff, so let's see. He's got 3 move. Move him there. 1, 2, 3. And those 3 guys are all adjacent, so he'll do the none shall defile the icon, 4 up. So hitting on 3s. Okay, starting with the first guy. That's just 1 damage. Middle guy. Fail, and the last guy. You got it? Okay. It's 1 damage. Why not do that again? So 3 up. Failed. 3 up. Fail. 3 up. This guy is taken out. Battlesmith gets 1 renown. And then he's going to split into a brimstone. That was his last bit of attack. I suppose we'll go ahead and use his icon of Grimnir. So heroes can reroll failed attack rolls. Next up is the Lord of Plagues. Nurgle's Rot. Well, why wouldn't we? So we'll just use his 1 to move into the room. Then we'll use a 6 to do Nurgle's Rot, which is an area, and it hits on a 5. So we'll start with this guy. Fail. This guy. Fail. That brimstone. 6. They only have 1 vigor. They don't give, what's it called? Renown when they die. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to read this with each spawn. Demons possessed of potent magical powers, horrors can split and split again. When slain, their mane becoming more spiteful with every division. So the last guy is a 5 up. Fails. Oh, if you slay an enemy using Nurgle's Rot, earn 2 renown. Well, we did. That was an enemy, 1, 2. And then in that case, I'll do Nurgle's Rot again. So starting with this guy, needs a 5 up. Fail. 5 up. Got it. That's 1. No, it's a D3 damage for this blue horror. 2. So this guy's taken out. Gonna get replaced by a brimstone. 1 renown for the blue horror kill. 2 renown for the Nurgle's Rot. Not OP or anything. And then this guy, 5 up. He gets hit by it. So he's gonna die as well. That's 1 renown. And then 2 more, I guess. This guy is taken out. Replaced by, splits into a brimstone. Let's just do his plague-ridden great blade. Needs a 4. He got it. That's 2 damage on this guy. He's going to split into another brimstone. And 1 more renown. Jeez, I've never seen any hero level up that fast. A Snurgle for you. That's the end of the Lord of Plagues turn. And then it's the Branch Witch. So she kind of wants to take damage. So her move is 5. I think that's the fastest move I've seen in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then she'll attack with Bitter Grub's Mandibles. It's a 1 up and a 2 up to hit. So she'll attack this guy. Got a 6. That's 1 damage, so he dissipates. That's the wrong one. So this guy. And then we'll do Bittergrub's Mandibles again. Need a 2-up to hit this one. Got it. And lastly, we'll just do the same thing. Bittergrub's Mandibles. It's 2. So that's 1, and we've cleared the room with the very last die. That means there's a respite. I already forgot I could have re-rolled some of those failed attack rolls. That was like the hardest thing for me about this game is I forget all the buffs that are not just constantly in place. So the next person that's going to start the next round is going to be the Battlesmith. So I'm going to put him out in front, followed by the Lord of Plagues. And then these guys can bring up the rear. And we don't have any wounds, so we're all going to search for treasure. We can't fail the rest check because we don't have any skills. So on a 4-up, we get a piece of treasure. And Lord of Plagues gets it because he really needs it. Mirror of Dreams. The rippling glass of this relic enables its bearer to twist reality to strike an enemy beyond reach. Discard this card at the start of your turn to change the range of any of your hero's weapons from combat to missile, or from missile to combat for the duration of the turn. So that's the end of the first round. I didn't use the Destiny die either because I forgot. So, Destiny dice. 6 is on for days. 2 and a 5. So that's 6s. Means an event. Okay, so we get to read a passage. 46. Really? And then it's in a different book. Blinding light engulfed the champions, a searing luminance that manifested without warning and burned away all sensation. For a span of time that might have been seconds or centuries, the champions hung in that eerie void, before reality sprang back upon them with a fearsome roar. Remove all miniatures from the board except the room-marked player's hero and set them aside, starting with the room-marked player, going clockwise. The players take turns setting up miniature that was removed. We're already exactly where we want to be. Pass the rune to the next player. The Battlesmith is up first. First, he'll explore. Narrow ledge. Gears clattered, and sections of the floor rotated away until only a narrow ledge remained, as the champions took their first tentative steps onto that precarious span. An unnatural zephyr began to blow. If your hero moves into the perilous space, you must take 4 dice and stack them on top of each other so that at least 1 pip is fully visible on the uppermost surface of each. If the stack topples, a gust throws your hero off balance, and they leap for more solid ground, landing badly and suffering a wound. Starting with the most agile, 3 movement. 1, 2. So now I gotta do the stacky game. I'm gonna stack it on top of the rune because it's here. Oh boy. Oh Alright, I'm gonna call that a success. 1, 2, 3. Oh, me beard. So then he's gonna move again, I think. 1, 2, because he's gonna be up last in the next round. We're just gonna turtle our way. Look at that roll. That's how I roll, baby. Lord of Plagues, move 3. 1, 2. Here we go again. He already fell. Alright, so he's gonna take a wound. Ouch. And I guess he'll have to start his movement over. It doesn't say, but we can presume 1, 2, 3. He is going to be in the front for the next round. Branch Witch. 1, 2, 3. Come on, nature. Agile your way out of this. Oh man. Oh. She takes a wound. Move again. 1, 2. And then she'll just... Oh, why don't we recuperate? Okay, it's not like Blackstone Fortress, so I'm just going to use this 1 to heal this wound from the last round. Okay, so the Branch Witch is going to also recuperate. And then the Cogsmith is going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, he's going to do this. Not very good at this one. That's good enough. Okay, and then 1, 2, and then he'll just forfeit the rest of his roll. So then we'll have a respite again, and we will all search for treasure. Yay! Lord of Plagues finds another one. Amulet of Fury. When called upon, a raging fire spirit flows from this amulet into the wearer's weapon. You can channel the power of the amulet immediately after you wound an adversary. Roll 4 dice. For each dice that scores a 5 or 6, the adversary suffers another wound. If the amulet causes any wounds, discard this card. So the rune is going to move to Lord of Plagues. And we start with the Destiny dice, which we still haven't used. 2 1s. I believe that's another event. 53. In that moment, the air resounded with a cacophony of demonic voices, gleeful shrieks, jabbered riddles, curses uttered backwards, and threats that dripped like slime from the air echoed around the champions in a maddening din. The fires of change leapt high, then guttered out to leave capering horrors in their wake. Each player rolls a die. If they roll a 1 or 2, their hero is set ablaze by demonic wildfire and suffers a wound. 1 or 2. Pretty much all of them. Everyone catches on fire momentarily. Then set up a pink horror at the nearest portal. If there are at least 3 players, also set up 2 blue horrors at the same portal. So these guys pop out of the portal. So pink horrors have 4 vigor. Move the rune to the Branch Witch. So she's going first. She's wounded, so she can only roll 3. Now things are finally getting going here. Let's see. So she can't even reach these guys right now. Okay, well, she'll move diagonally up. And then she'll use her 4 to do Bitter Grub's Mandibles combat. 2 up to hit. We'll start with this blue horror. It's 1 damage. And then the last dice we'll do the same. No, actually we'll use the Greenwood Scythe, because I do have a wound. So 3 up to hit, we'll attack the pink horror. Yep. Her turn is over. Cogsmith. Okay, we'll try the Grudge Raker. It's a missile, and it's a 3 up to inflict 2 damage, so he's going to shoot no, that's adjacent, at the pink horror, I guess. Nope, failed. Same thing. Got it. So that's 2 damage on the pink. After resolving, roll a dice on a 3 or more. You can do it again. Got it. without having to spend his hero dice. Keep going until you fail to roll 3 or more. So once again, same target, 3 up. It failed. We'll do Dwarden Pistols, 2 up, missile attack, 3 up to hit. Let's see. We'll go for this blue horror here. We need 3s. Both hit. That's 2 damage. This guy is killed and splits into a brimstone. And then the cogsmith is white. He gets 1 renown. I messed up because his pistols are a missile weapon, and that guy was adjacent. But I'll just try not to do it again. Adventurers can't use missile weapons at all if they are adjacent to an enemy, which should be obvious, but you know, been a while. He has the cog axe for a 1 up. It's a 4 up to hit. We'll do it on the brimstone there, and it's another 1. It's about 51s so far. Next, Battlesmith only gets 3 dice, has 1 wound. Really good roll. If you slay an enemy and suffer no wounds during a turn. How am I ever going to remember that? Well, I know how. I put some generic tokens in here from Underworlds to help me with stuff like that. So this will be, if he slays an enemy, I'll put this on him. And then when the round ends, I'll try and review if he hasn't taken any damage. Oh, I wasn't even looking at the right dwarf. This is the guy with the guns that just went, the cogsmith. So the battlesmith is the melee guy with the giant axe. We'll just use the ancestral battle axe. Needs a 3 to hit, this brimstone, and it's another 1. And we'll do it again. That's it. Got a 3, and there's no renown for the brimstone. And then I guess he'll just use his 6 to buff everyone else to rerolled failed attack rolls. And then lastly, Lord of Plagues is up. So he did slay an enemy, and this is how much damage he started with. So let's put that there. We'll do Nurgle's Rod, I guess. He doesn't really need the renown, but whatever. We'll do Nurgle's Rod because it's fun. 6 up, area of effect, damaging on a 5 up. Blue horror. Didn't get it. Pink horror. He got it. That's 1 damage. No, it's a D3. D3 on the pink horror. 3. That is enough to take him out. So he's splits into 2 blue horrors. And then he's going to get 1 renown plus the bonus 2 renown for Nurgle's Rot kill. Oh, didn't remember about all that, the destiny dice sitting there. I might not have enough brains to film this particular game and play it. Okay, we're gonna try and go for this. He's gonna move up. Maybe I don't have to always show every single die I'm using. You guys can trust that I'm using the correct die. So he's gonna attack with Plague-Ridden Great Blade, and it damages on a 4. This guy right next to him. Nope. Oh, he can re-roll failed attack rolls. I can't remember how many other ones I failed, but whatever. We're doing this one. And that's enough. So that's 2 damage on this guy. That's enough to kill the blue horror. 1 renown. And splits into a brimstone. So that's the end of the hero phase. So now is the first enemy phase, and the way I like to do it is start with the enemies with the highest agility. So that's going to be the blue horrors. So we will roll to see what the blue horrors do on the behavior table here. 3. Blazing Whirlwind. Each horror in the group moves so that there are as many heroes in its chamber as possible. Then each horror in the group attacks with pink fire. So I'm guessing pink fire is an area of effect. Yes. And for blue horrors, it's a 4 up to hit. So this is how I like to do it. This is why I love the colored dice. So this represents each horror that's being attacked, or each hero that's being attacked. And on a 4 up, this is the first guy attacking. He's going to suffer 1 wound. So all 3 of them, of course. And then we're going to roll for their save rolls, which is something I used to forget even was a thing. Makes the game a lot harder, eh? Who passed? No, blue did not pass, so that's a wound. Black did pass, and red did not pass. That's a wound. And then one more. Then the other blue horror is going to attack with pink fire. And not so lucky this time. Just Lord of Plagues, and it's a 4-ups for him to save it. He doesn't save it. That's a wound. Okay, next, the Brimstone group is going to roll to go. It's a 3, same thing. Each horror in the group moves and attacks with pink fire. Now, however, if a pair of Brimstone horrors attacks with pink fire, it is removed after the attack was resolved. So it blows up. I love that. It reminds me of the bombs in Final Fantasy VI. So, kaboom. It blows himself up. Kombucha. And he hits 2 of the adventurers. So they're rolling for saves. Cogsmith failed the save, so he's going to take a damage. And the Battlesmith also failed. So we're actually looking pretty beat up already. This is such a simple game to play. I feel like Blackstone Fortress is way more complex, but I tend to have a grip on I don't make nearly as many mistakes in Blackstone Fortress, and I honestly don't get it. Maybe I'll figure it out someday. I love how these painted models look, though. It's nice to, after like spending 5 straight years, painting every day, to actually put something on the table with some bright lights and enjoy the fruits of my labor. Okay, so now the rune passes to the Cogsmith. Oh, and then the Battlesmith. So he took 2 wounds, so he's not going to get his little bonus thing today. Oh no, first, oh my gosh. The Destiny dice. Didn't use them again. Okay, so we got all 5 Destiny dice retained. I did have a special rule that an ambush would happen, but I don't need the game to be harder right now. And I wrote a bunch of house rules, and after sitting with it for a long time, I think I've decided to take a lot of them away. I feel like the game is so elegant the way that it's written. Okay, so now Cogsmith is rolling his hero dice. Really bad roll. 1, 2, 3. And he's pinned right now, so if I try to move away, I have to pass an agility test, which is a 6 up. God, this game is just perfect. So he's going to attack with the Cog Axe. It's a 1 up, and it's a 4 up to hit. He'll just attack the guy next to him. Failed. Same thing. See that, Andrew? See that, Jeremy? And another fail. So he couldn't even pull off his most basic action. I was tempted to heal, but I didn't. And now it's too late. All right, Battlesmith only gets 1 die. Look at that. He is just going to, what's it called? Recuperate. And next is Lord of Plagues. Nice. He is going to do Nurgle's Rot area. So it's a 5 up, starting with this guy. Fail. That guy. Fail. Then he will, I think I'm just going to recuperate. Branch Witch, only 2 dice. Greenwood Scythe. So now she could attack twice with the Greenwood Scythe. And she will. So 4 up, die, and 3 up to hit, and D3 damage. Starting with this guy. That's a success. D3 damage. 1, that's enough to take him out. So he's going to split. And she's going to get her first renown. Oh, I got a lot of Destiny dice. I'm going to use some of these right now because I haven't remembered a single time that they exist. So I'm just going to go back in time briefly. Battlesmith, he didn't heal at all. So he's going to use the 2, recuperate 1, and he'll use the 3 to recuperate 1. And the Lord of Plagues will use the 4 to recuperate 1. And then that will leave a 5 and 6 for the Branch Witch. It's Zinch. It's okay. Then, okay, so the next target. So she gets to attack again. Now, can she target more than one enemy? I'm just going to say no. I doubt it. But this is kind of the same enemy. So she rolls again, and it fails. Like, if it doesn't say she can target multiple enemies, it's significantly weaker. Okay, so now she's got a 2. She'll just attack with her Bittergrub's Mandibles. 2 up to hit the Brimstone. Barely. So he poofs out. No renown. That's the end of our turn. So this 1 blue horror is going to activate 3 again. Pink fire. They keep exploding us, man. Hitting us on 4. Ooh. Okay, Cogsmith and the Battlesmith, they roll the saves. Oh, nice. Didn't save for the Battlesmith, that's a wound. And did save for the Cogsmith. That's the end of the adversary phase. So then we move the rune to the Battlesmith. And I forgot to use the Destiny dice again. Well, Branch Witch could have definitely taken out these guys. Please don't make fun of me in the comments. I mean, why would you have watched all this way? Hella 5s. 1 and a 4. Battlesmith. You are up. You are the one with the big blade today. 2, 2, 4. He's just going to move up to here. Actually, why don't we go 1, 2, 3. And he'll attack with the Ancestral Battle Axe. 3 up to hit. He gets it. That's 1 damage. And then 1 more time. 3 up to hit. Luckily, so this guy splits into a Brimstone. Why do I think this game's fun? I don't know. I just really do. I love it. 1 renown. So this is where he was when he killed today. And then it's the Lord of Plagues' turn. Let's get this guy out of here. Oh man. You know what's funny? So I already made it all the way around with Lord of Plagues and didn't draw a skill card. That's what happens when you make it all the way around. So I draw 2 skill cards and I get to keep 1. Unrelenting, that's one of his perk traits. Wellspring. By sheer grit or other stranger means, you shrug off the hurts of battle with amazing speed. I wonder why. Lord of Plagues. Before making your action roll a dice for each wound on your hero card. On a roll of 6, replace it with a stun marker. If you are unrelenting, remove it without replacing with a stun marker. That is so Nurgle that it's just kismet. And then the other one is going to go on the bottom of the deck. This Lord of Plagues is ruling the Silver Tower today. Okay, I think he's just going to scooch up, swipe him. Needs a 4 to hit. Fails. Got it with a 5. So he poofs, but there's no renown. Who is up first next? So it's going to be Lord of Plagues, so I'm going to move him 1, 2 into position to open the next portal. You know, a lot of stuff just happened in that room. That small room. Okay, who's up next? Sylvaneth Branch Witch. This is tricky because she wants to be dying, but we don't have a healer. And we don't have any pieces of the amulet to bring her back if she dies. Dual 5s. She's going to be second, so we'll move her up. We'll recuperate. And I think I'm going to just go ahead and use a Destiny die to recuperate all the way. And then next is the Cogsmith. Why am I not recording? Anyway, Cogsmith. Okay. We'll recuperate 1. Movement is 3. We'll go 1, 2, 3. And then he'll just pass the rest of his dice. That means we have a respite. We'll just stay how we are. And Battlesmith, so he didn't take any more wounds. And he slayed an enemy, so he's going to earn 1 big renown. So then he's going to heal 3, anyway, heal D3 wounds. So that's at least 1. Next round. Rune moves to the Lord of Plagues. 2 6s, that's going to be an event. So one thing about the events is you can just get stuck in the same room forever, like because if they keep spawning enemies. 34. Here the champions came upon arcane runes. Strange and unsettling these sigils were, crawling lazily across walls, floor, and ceiling. Each crackled with the barely contained energies of raw sorcery, bathing the champions with an ever-shifting glare that seemed to seep into their very flesh. Each hero who has not yet had their turn this round puts a hero dice on one of their spaces on their hero card, showing the score of 6. They do not need to roll that dice when they make their action roll. Nice. A perk. So everyone gets a free 6 today. Drinks are on the House of Zinch. And then the Lord of Plagues will roll them dice. He is going to use a 1, this gets locked, to explore Abandoned Nest. The chamber bore a beast's musky stink. Claw marks marred the walls and gold glinted amidst the bones on the floor. Roll on encounter table C. Heroes can make this action in this chamber. Search 1 up. Roll a dice. On a 1, set up D3 got Scutlings at the portal. On a 4, 5, or 6, place a stun marker on this card. The player that places the 3rd stun marker can draw a treasure card. Okay, so we're trying to sift through the beast's nest. Encounter table C is a D6. 1. 2 Grot Scutlings per player. So all these Grot Scutlings appear. Lord of Plagues. So he can't use his area of effect because he's not on the same tile, at least yet. They have 2 vigor each. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with the Branch Witch. And I'm making an exception that I can roll first and then choose to pass because I can't manage doing it any other way by myself. All right, 1, 4, 4, 6. So she doesn't have any wounds. She's pretty hard to play, actually. Very simple. It's just too bad she doesn't have like a healing thing. I mean, she's a tree, for God's sakes. Bitter grubs, mandibles. 2 up to hit, 1 damage. It's 1. Do it again. This guy is out. That is 1 renown. And she'll just keep hitting 2 up. This guy. Got it. And her last die. Oh. I will use one of the Destiny die. Okay, to finish him off. 1 more damage. This guy's out as well. And that's 1 renown. Cogsmith. He'll do the Dwarden pistols, or a 2 up. Rolling 2 dice. Hitting on a 3 up. Target this guy here. 1. I guess he'll move in. 1, 2. Do a cog axe. This guy, 4 up to damage. You got a 6. And this guy's out. And that's a renown for the cogsmith. Cog axe attack. A 4 up to hit. We'll go for this guy. Failed. Okay, battlesmith. Wow. 4 up. It's a fire steel throwing axe. Needs a 3 to hit. And he'll throw it at this guy. That's 1. And then one more time. 3 to hit. You got it. So this guy's dead. And that's a blue. Renowned for a blue. Fire steel throwing axe. 3 up to hit this guy. Fails. And we'll use this destiny die. And even worse. I guess he'll move up. 1, 2, 3. And Lord of Plagues can finally go. He's going to move into the room. 1, 2. And he'll use Nurgle's Rot. Area effect. Damaging on 5. No. Yes, that's D3. 2. That guy's taken out. 1 renown. Continuing on, this guy. Yes, D3. 2. That guy's taken out. Which means each time he's going to get 2 more renown. Ridiculous. And then this guy fails. But he can do it again. Got another 6. So 5 up. Yes, D3, 2. He's gone. That's 1 plus a bonus 2. And he'll get to pull a skill card in a second. And of course, this guy hits 2. Only 1 damage. Jeez. Okay, skill card time. At the start of your turn, you can choose to make a defiant stand. If you do, add 1 to all your hero dice. However, you cannot move. That's okay. He's already got that Nurgly goodness. Pretty much has like the perfect ability right now. He's going to just do Plague Ridden Great Blade. Needs a 4, and he gets it. It's 2 damage. This guy is dead. And it's 1 more renown. The enemy phase, there is none. So we got a respite. We're going to line up with the Branch Witch in the front, followed by the Cogsmith, and then followed by our 2 people. And then I totally forgot about the special rule in this room where we could search for treasure, because I am not very good at games, but that doesn't mean I don't enjoy them. This game, if I had more people, it'd be easier to remember all the nuances. We're all going to search for treasure. Wow. Only the Branch Witch didn't get one. So, Cogsmith, look, that's him on the cover right there. Ulgurite Shroud. This shadowy cloak has hardly any substance, but somehow the wearer is obscured from their enemies' eyes. While you have this card, adversaries subtract 1 from their attack rolls against your hero. If you fail a save roll for this hero, discard this card. Okay, Battlesmith. Warpstone Bomb, a device of whirring gears, ragged wires, and pulsing warpstone. This bomb is deadly to all. Discard this card to use this action. Bomb, 3 up. Pick a space in your hero's chamber. Roll a dice for any heroes or adversaries in the space or adjacent to it. On a 2 or more, they suffer 2 wounds. On a 6, they suffer 4 wounds. Wow. Well, hopefully we'll be able to use that before it disappears. And then lastly, Lord of Plagues gets another treasure, because why not? Bloodstone. This crimson stone bears a baleful rune with the power to curse an entire race of creatures. At the start of your turn, you can choose to discard this card and name an adversary type, for example, Pink Horror. For the rest of the turn, You can re-roll any failed attack rolls and any D3 or D6 damage rolls when your hero targets a model with that adversary type. I'm never going to remember this. There's too much stuff. Anyway, that's all I've got on me on this particular night. My hand hurts a lot. Okay, I'm sitting down for the second time now. A couple of things. One, I realized I was using the Lord of Blights model instead of Lord of the Plagues, so we've corrected that. And then while we were away, Mr. Nurgle decided to kindly, ever so kindly, give all of his abundant treasures away. I gave the Bloodstone to the Cogsmith. This is where he can, at the start of his turn, he can call an adversary group and reroll all attack rolls against that group for the remainder of his turn. The Branch Witch gets Mirror of Dreams. Swaps a combat ranged weapon to missile or vice versa, which is cool because she only has melee, and we get to imagine her shooting some kind of deadly wooden barbs or something like that. I'm also trying some different techniques with the cameras and the lightings and the hula hoops and the frisbees. Excited to get back into this. And it looks like I haven't yet moved the rune, so the rune's going to go over to the Sylvaneth Branch Witch. Of course, no sixes. And that means an unexpected event, or an event, which I like to call 52. In that moment, the air resounded with a cacophony of demonic voices, gleeful shrieks, jabbered riddles, and the room fills with fire again. Everyone rolls. On a 1 or 2, they are set ablaze by demonic wildfire and suffer a wound, and then set up a pink horror at the nearest portal. Also 2 blue horrors. So this is literally the same thing that just happened in the previous room. Or is it just now happening for the first time? Our adventurers wonder to themselves, this isn't happening. So, who gets damaged? That is the Battlesmith takes a flaming wound, and the Lord of Plagues takes a flaming wound. Okay, so 2 characters are burned, and then we have our buddy, the Pink Horror, at the nearest portal, and his 2 gibbering Friends of Chaos. Then we roll for the Branch Witch. 1136. I think I'm going to go ahead and use her missile attack right now. Well, because these are really fickle in the Silver Tower. Treasures come and go in the blink of an eye. Well, I guess we'll swap both of her weapon actions for missile attacks. And starting with Gittergrub's Mandibles, it sprouts wings and it flies over, and it'll attack the Pink Horror. 2 up to hit. She gets a 4. It's 1 wound. And again, a 6. It's another wound. And again, 5. Should have some 3 markers in here. And finally, it's a 3. That's the 4th wound. So this guy ruptures and splits and splatters into 2 blue horrors, pushing that guy out to the outer limits. Okay, and then she's going to get 1 renowned for killing the Pink Horror. She's going to use the 1 from the Destiny pool, lock the 4, and do 1 damage to this guy. And then she'll use the 2. Come on. Yes. All right, so we took this guy out to lunch, and she's going to get 1 renown. And then that blue horror splits into a couple of brimstones. Next up is the Cogsmith. No one has searched the room. We still can do this search action to search the nest, which I forgot about before. Yeah, in this game you actually have obstructions. So this guy with his gunny guns can't shoot these 2 enemies. He's going to use a 2 to move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 over to this blue horror. And we will just use, yeah, he's adjacent, so he won't be able to shoot. Gonna use the cog axe, 1 up, 4 up to hit on this guy. So 1. We'll do it again. Fail. And again. Fail. And he'll use the last destiny die and finally gets 1 hit. Yippee. That's only 1 damage. Next up is the battlesmith. He's wounded. If we were really smart, we would pass with everyone every time and always have the battlesmith go first so that he could use the reroll attacks for everyone. Maybe we'll start doing that starting the next round. So the battlesmith, like it or not, he's going to put one of the party members in danger. He's going to use the warpstone bomb for a 3 up, so he'll use his 4. Pick a space, this one. All adjacent spaces, roll. So let's see if he hurts his friend, the cogsmith. On a 2 or more, they suffer 2 wounds. Ouch. He didn't really think through the fact that it was 2 wounds. In fact, on a 6, they suffer 4 wounds, so he could have just almost killed his friend. But he's living on the edge. He can't help himself from falling. This guy, he's dead. So he's gonna split into firing frenzy. That's 1 renown. Continuing on, this guy on a 2 up. That's 2 wounds, so he blows up and explodes. That's another renown for blue. And then once again, 3 up, he explodes. That's 1 renown. And then let me try this guy really quick. No. Warpstone bomb, that was pretty cool. Continuing on with the battlesmith. These guys aren't worth any renown, so he don't care about nothing. And it's a 1 up to search. He's gonna use his 1 to recuperate 1 wound. And he'll use his 6 to put up the icon of Grimner, which will allow the Lord of Plagues to reroll attack rolls. That will be the final. The Lord of Plagues is on fire. Oh, before making your action roll, he has the Wellspring. For each wound, roll a die. On a 6, he can heal, but he got a 5. Alright, I think he's going to selfishly start searching. So, 1 up. On a roll, okay, well, I'll just tell you what happens. On a 4, 5, or 6, nope, it fails. The next die he'll use to recuperate 1. So I'm taking this off. And then the final die, he'll search 1 more time, and it fails too. Now it is the enemy's time to shine, literally. So we will roll on their chart. 6, vicious capering. Each horror in the group moves towards the... Here, you guys don't need to read this. I'll read it to you, okay? Each horror in the group moves towards the nearest hero. Each horror in the group then attacks the nearest hero with either blue fire or flickering blade, whichever is in range. Alright, so we'll start with this guy. Moves in and attacks with flickering blade against the battlesmith. And it's 2 dice and hitting on a 4. You got 1 hit, and it for a save for the battlesmith is a 5 up. You got it. Then this guy can't move, so he's going to attack with a ranged missile attack, which will be blue fire, one attack die, and hitting on a 5 up. You got it. And then once again, battlesmith's 5 up save, and he did not get it, so he will not be getting his bonus renown because he suffered a wound. Then this guy will attack the cogsmith, 2 dice, flickering blade hitting on 4s, and he got 1 6. Cogsmith saves 4 up, He got it. Got a 6. And then this guy will attack with the same attack, same target, heading on 4s. He got 1 hit, 4 up save, and the cogsmith saves it. So that's all for the enemies. Coming back to the player side of things, we will move the icon of Tzeentch over. Oh, actually, the cogsmith has this Ogreite Shroud. Well, we have this card, subtract 1 from their attack rolls against your hero. I don't remember. Let's just take 1 off. And try and do better next time. I'm going to say that a lot. The cogsmith is now the leader, but we're going to preemptively pass to the battlesmith since he has the room buff. Wait, first the cogsmith needs to roll the destiny dice. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. We retain all of them. And then the battlesmith will roll for his hero dice. He did not get a 6 this time, so let's just go ahead and he'll grab the 6 from the destiny pool and put it on his icon of Grimnir. He will recuperate this wound. Those guys aren't worth any renown. He doesn't have enough to search. Or does he? Here, let's try. 1 up. Fails. 5. That's finally 1 successful search on the nest. And I guess he'll go ahead and push it. That's another successful search on the nest. So whoever gets the next one, I guess it doesn't matter since we're playing cooperatively. The Lord of Plagues could find it and he can just give it to a friend. Just give it to a friend, Lord of Plagues. First action, he'll search. He got a 5, so that's the 3rd for the abandoned nest. So he is able to draw a treasure card. Treasure card is Shriveled Heart. Should its bearer fall in battle, this desiccated heart will beat 1 last time, restoring their life. Discard this card when your hero is grievously wounded. Instead of removing them from the board, remove D3 wound counters from their hero card. That is super strong. So hopefully he gives that to someone where it counts. We'll try and help clear these guys out. He'll move up and attack diagonally. Plague-ridden Great Blade needs a 4 to hit. And he got it. So this guy just splatters. Then he will move with his last activation die to here. And he can use a destiny die. Remember, we can re-roll because of the battlesmith's buff. So he'll attack this guy. 4 up. Got a 1. Re-rolling. Got a 2. And he'll use the last unlock destiny die to roll 1 more time. And it fails, re-rolling, and it fails again. Next up is the Branch Witch. Oh my gosh. And she is not in range of anyone and can't get into range. You know, I happen to know that we had a respite last turn. So we can't afford to have another one this time or there'll be an unexpected event. So she will explore. Everyone's like, no, you crazy branch lady, what are you thinking? The librarian is a pink horror with a vigor of 8 rather than 4. He acts at the same time as any other pink horrors. You do not need to make a separate roll. On the behavior table, add 1 to the damage value of each of his weapons. When the librarian is slain, read passage 58. The librarian of chaos. Branch Witch will move in. 1, 2, and she will attack with the Bitter Grub's Mandibles. 2 up to hit. That is 1 damage. Once again, 2 up to hit. She got it. It's another wound. And then she'll use the last destiny die, I think, to attack 1 last time. That's another damage. And then we will be finishing off with the Cogsmith. I guess first he'll do the Cog Axe attack here. It's really bad, close up, but he did get it. That's 1 damage, so this guy dissipates. And then he'll do it again, this guy. He rolled a 1, re-rolling, and a 2, fails. Last time, he got a 6, so this guy is dead. And that brings us to the enemy phase. So the pink horror has the highest agility, or the fastest agility. So I'm going to start with activating him. Add 1 to the damage value of each of his weapons. Okay, rolling for the pink horror. 2. Bolts of Azure Flame. Each horror in the group attempts to move so that it is not adjacent to any heroes but can see at least one of them. Each horror in the group attacks the nearest hero they can see with blue fire or with its flickering blade if it is still adjacent. Oh yeah, so attempts to move. So they actually have to take a pinning test. So agility. So he has to roll 3 up. Got a 6. So he moving. And then attacking with blue fire. Blue fire is a missile attack, 1 die, and it hits on a 3 up and does 2 damage. It hits the branch witch. She's got a 5 up save, and she actually got it. This brimstone over here is going to activate. 3, pink fire. So pink fire on these 3 adventurers and hitting on 5s. I got 1, 6 on the Lord of Plagues. Lord of Plagues has a 4 up save and rolled a 6. Next hero phase. Oh yeah, it would have done 3 wounds, actually. So, moving the rune to the Battlesmith, and the Battlesmith will roll the Destiny dice. 1, 2, 3. Removing the 4s. If any 4s are discarded and there are any adversaries on the board with a vigor of 3 or more, set up tweak as close as possible to the one with the highest vigor. Subtract 1 from any attack rolls for heroes in the same chamber as tweak. If we capture him, we can use him to re-roll up to 2 dice after you make an action roll or a destiny roll. If we fail to capture him, discard D3 hero dice from your hero card. Discard a destiny dice for each hero dice you cannot discard. Okay, so tweak is going to appear next to the librarian. Okay, starting with the Battlesmith. So let's do, got a 3 move. 1, 2, 3. Move again. 1, 2, 3. I don't think that this guy counts as an adversary for pinning and stuff. So he's going to use the Ancestral Battle Axe. 3 up to hit. Pink Horror. Got it. That's 1 damage. I believe he's got 8 vigor. He'll use the 1 from the Destiny pool. 3. That's a hit. 1 more wound. Well, there's no way he can inflict enough damage to get any renown anyway, so I guess he'll just go ahead and use his buff, the Icon of Grimner. And then Lord of Plagues is going to roll. Meanwhile, 1, 3, 6, 6. Suppose he'll start with the Plague-Ridden Greatblade, 4 up to hit. He got a 1, re-rolling from the Icon of Grimnir, and he got a 6. If you roll a 6 for the attack roll when using Plague-Ridden Greatblade, it suffers an additional D3 damage. So just out of curiosity, it's 3. So this would do 5 damage to this Brimstone Horror, which is, it only has 1 wound anyway. 1, 2, 3. He's going to use his Nurgle's Rot for a 6 up. He's got 2 6s, so area of effect and a 5 up, it's going to do D3 damage. He got a 5 again. D3. Wow. 3. So that is enough to kill the librarian. So he's going to get 1 renown plus 2 bonus renown. 1 and then 2 for his renown bonus. Because if you slay an enemy with using a Nurgle's Rot, earn 2 renown. So I did take this opportunity to say the renown bonus can only be claimed once per action. Because it's an area of effect, like it was going insane before. So I think it's fair to say once per action. And that probably will apply to all of the heroes from now on. So this guy is killed. We're going to read passage 59. There came a sound of wet and monstrous ripping as the librarian tore bodily in two. where once stood a great pink-fleshed being. Now 2 smaller blue simulacra took its place, grumbling in great indignation. For all their bluster, these beings feared the champions, and told them a precious secret, an ancient incantation that would still the blinding light of sorcery for a time. Even as the champions puzzled over this sliver of lore, the demons vanished, returning to the shimmering smoke whence they came. The rune mark player takes the exploration card titled The Librarian until the end of the trial. Its purpose will become apparent later, should you survive that long. So, this guy is Gonzi. Lord of Plagues will use his last die to move 1, 2, 3 and try and capture Tweak. Tweak cursed him. That loses us D3 hero or destiny die. So all the destiny die go bye-bye. And Tweak goes nyak nyak nyak. Branch Witch. She's going to move. 1, 2, 3. I don't really feel like we need to take a respite, so she's going to go ahead and open the next portal. So we found the objective room. That is quite a short journey. We got to bypass 2 exploration cards. Stepping through a shimmering blue haze, the champions emerged in a profane temple to Tzeentch. In that place of worship, they beheld a great statue of a demon lord, whose avian gaze bespoke knowledge of dark and terrible secrets. At the statue's feet, the champion saw 2 great crystal prisms, each mounted upon an intricate clockwork dais. From these prisms spilled a searing light. Each beam leapt out like a searing river of power to scorch the walls black. Here it seemed was a puzzle of sorts. If a miniature touches a beam, it suffers D3 wounds. Adversaries will avoid this if possible. Heroes can make this action: 4 up, rotate an adjacent prism marker up to 90 degrees. Its beam inflicts D3 wounds on any model it touches as it moves. If a beam touches the statue, read stuff. Roll twice on encounter table B. 5 and 5. 1 blue horror per player, so 8 blue horrors. These sections of the map should be breaking off as we go. Roughly this much. This is the madness that we're facing. She's going to go move up 1, 2. You know what? Actually, she'll go 3 to here. Maybe we can use one of these beams to kill some dudes today. It's going to be, to move the thing, it's a 4 up to rotate. So she's going to use her 6 to rotate this 90 degrees. Rubble. So Cogsmith is going to go now. Oh, he only has 3 activation dice. 2, 3, 5. You learn pretty fast in this game that it's better to just use your items as soon as you can. The Cogsmith is like way over here, so let's just get him caught up. Movement 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. The Branch Witch might die right now because she's in there by herself. Okay, he's gonna use Dwarden Pistols, his last die. It'll be 2 shots against someone he can see. I guess we'll just go for this blue horror right here. 2 shots hitting on 3s. A 1 and a 4. Well, she is in serious trouble right now. It is the enemy's turn to activate. Got a 2. Each horror in the group attempts to move so that it is not adjacent to any heroes, but can see at least one of them. Each horror in the group attacks the nearest hero they can see with the blue fire. Let's start with this guy. 1, 2. 1 dice hitting on a 4 up. You got it. Save is a 5 up. No, that's 2 damage on the Branch Witch. Almost dead already. 1, 2, 3. Same thing. 2 attacks hitting on 4s. Got 1. 5 up save. And it failed. She is already overflowing with wounds. Maxed out. Now, I don't have to shoot her. That's the thing. This guy is going to shoot at the battlesmith. Hitting on 4s. Miss. This guy is going to shoot at the battlesmith. And 2 hits. Battlesmith saves on the 5s. No saves. That's already, he's got full 4 wounds. No, I messed that up big time. Blue fire only uses 1 die, and it's a 4-up. So this guy shoots, he misses. This guy shoots, he hits. 5 up to save. And that's 1 double wound. I don't know why. It's this game. I make so many mistakes. It doesn't make sense to me. Right, this guy's going to shoot at the battlesmith. He hits. Battlesmith is a 5-up save. He fails. He is got 4 wounds now. Next guy is going to shoot at the Lord of Plagues. 6. 4-up save. Fails. That's 2 wounds. Next guy is going to shoot at Lord of Plagues. It hits. And he saves it. And then the last guy is going to shoot Lord of Plagues. It hits. And he saves it. Oh my god. That was a nightmare. I was actually sweating. Alright, so the camera stopped recording again. But I finally figured out something. So I was just about to say, look at how messed up we got. Holy shnikes, we are almost total party kill. The rune is going to move to the Lord of Plagues. And he will roll the Destiny die. No 2s, no 1s, no funds. So 2 things happen, an unexpected event, and if there are any 2s discarded and there is a hero with 2 or more treasure cards, there is, set up Pug as close as possible to the hero with the most. Heroes cannot use treasure cards while Pug is in the same chamber. Let's put Pug right there. Let's just try and get away from him, shall we? So I'll flip over my treasure cards for the adventurers that are on the same tile as him. Alright, Lord of Plagues. You up, baby? Let's try and not die today. 3 and 5. Oh, he gets to do the Wellspring. Come on, 6s. Look at that, baby. Wellspring and Nurgle, baby. Baby. So he gets 2 more spots for his Destiny dice. So he doesn't have any 6s, so he can't do Nurgle's Rot. Oh, these guys both walked right through this? Oh my god, Jesse, come on. I'm going to have to... But it's... The nice thing is I can make all the mistakes I want, backtrack as many times, rewind time, fast forward again, change it, because that is the way of Siege. The beams hit both these guys for D3 damage. So starting with the top one. 3. He's dead. And then somehow his remains end up right here. And then this guy. 2. He's dead. Now this is the compromise because the behavior stated that the enemies will not move through the beam. He'll use his first die to go 1, 2. Maybe he can just soak some damage. And then 4 up to rotate the beam. Rumble, 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 red. His treasures are usable again. And he'll use another 4 up to go rumble, red. Oh no, it hit the statue. What will happen? As the beam of otherworldly illumination struck the demon statue, the champions heard a terrible shriek of rage. Great cracks began to spread across the idol's surface, and from them shone an infernal light. Thus did the champions come to realize what had to be done. He'll just attack, let's say this guy in the back here. You can see, alright, yeah. Plague-ridden Great Blade, 4 up to hit. Fails. No rerolls. And I didn't make the Battlesmith go first. Next up is the Branch Witch. She has nothing, so she'll use the Destiny die to recuperate 1 wound. Can't really do Much anything else. Cogsmith. 2, 3, 6. Hopefully he can make this count. We don't have any healing anything. He's going to attempt to use the Grudge Raker. I'm going to say he has line of sight to this guy. Missile attack, 6 up to use it. And hits on a 3. Come on. He got it on a 4. That's 2 damage. This guy splits into a brimstone. He's going to get 1 renown. Oh my god, he's so far behind. He only had 2 renown. 3 up. He got it. So now he'll shoot this guy. 3 up to hit. He got it. This guy is killed. Splits into a brimstone. 1 renown. Then let's see if he can do it again. 3 up. He got a 6. He'll do it again. Shooting back at this guy. 3 up to hit. He hits. This guy is poofed. 3 up to roll to fire again. He got it. 3 up to hit. He got it. This guy's dead. I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm going to say it has to be the same target from now on. But from the strange blessings of Tzeentch, this time he got to hit 2. Now I think I'm going to move him up 1 position. For the purposes of this one time, he got at least 3, slay 3 or more adversaries with missile weapons actions in a turn, gain 2 renown. So he's going to get this bonus 2 renown. That's probably not going to matter. 1, 2. And then he'll shoot the Dwarven pistols for a 3 up. 2 die, hitting on a 3 up. We'll go for this guy right in front. 2 hits, finally. He kills this guy. He is going to split into brimstones. And that's another renown for the cogsmith. He is out of dice now. Oh no, and the battlesmith doesn't have anything to roll. We could definitely lose this game. So it is the enemy's turn to activate. We're starting with the blue horrors. 3 or 6, but vicious capering. Each horror in the group moves toward the nearest hero. Each horror in the group then attacks the nearest hero with either blue fire or flickering blade, whichever is in range. This guy is going to go adjacent to this. I'm going to go like this because he can actually take it. And then this guy's going to go here. This guy's going to go here. Damn it. Sorry. These are 2 different adversary groups. Just the blue horrors are going to go. Attacking with flickering blade. It's 2 attack dice hitting on 4s. This guy attacks the Nurgle dude. Wow, double 6s. 2 hits. Saving on 4s. 1 save, 1 wound. And this guy attacks the Lord of Plagues as well, hitting on 4s. 1 hit. And 4 up save, he saves it. This guy attacks the Cogsmith. And 1 hit. 5 up save, and that's 1 damage. Okay, so he attacked him. The Cogsmith has the Olgarite Shroud, which is -1 from their attack rolls, so he's going to miss. I'm presuming it was a 4. It's close enough. I'm so bad at games, I shouldn't be doing board game playthroughs, but when a man loves a game, you know how it is. Which I also did all of that wrong because the blue horrors hit on 3 up, not on 4 up. But when a man loves a game. So, bolts of azure flame. Each horror in the group attempts to move set that is not adjacent to anyone. And then they shoot the things with blue fire. This guy is going to shoot at the cogsmith. Blue fire, 1 die hitting on a 5. And he gets a 6, it's 2 damage, and the cogsmith saves on a 4 up. Nope, 2 wounds. Okay, so then this guy's going to shoot the branch witch. 5 up. Fails. Same thing. Hits. Branch witch saved it on a 5. Next hero phase. The rune moves to the branch witch. Let's start with the destiny dice. Please get a 6. Look at this. Andrew and Jeremy, look at it. So well, that's what I asked for, I guess. So all ones, that means, what, an unexpected event? And, speaking of which, I never actually rolled up the unexpected event the last round. When a man loves a game. 21. Propped against a nearby wall, the champions found a robed acolyte, his throat slit open from ear to ear. Clutched in the figure's dead hands and caked in drying blood, a treasure glinted golden. Yet a sense of terrible threat radiated from this stricken corpse, a coiling and malicious curse that might awaken at the slightest jolt to wreak havoc on all who had disturbed its slumber. Flip over the top treasure card, leaving it on top of the deck. Put a dice on top of it in the center of the card. Add another dice on the top of that one. Pick one player from the group. They can attempt to take the treasure without setting off the trap. They must take the face-up card using one hand without touching either dice. If either dice falls off the deck, the trap is triggered. Discard the treasure card. I don't know if you're supposed to get it to scoot off and onto the remaining deck, or if you're supposed to just take the card and get it to your character without it falling. I'm just going to go for it. I don't know. It's either easy or impossibly hard. So you put a die right here, and then you put another die right here. So there's two ways to try it, and I'm going to try it both ways because, one, it's hella easy for me to just take this away from here and put it down by my... Okay, so I already succeeded, right? But do they mean, do you have to like get it to scooch off without falling or something? That was pretty fun, actually. I thought it was going to be impossible. Let's see if I can actually do this. The camera is like really in front of my face, but I think it's actually possible now. Come on, baby. Come on, Zinchi, babe. Now it's a sleeved card. There's no sub rule set for sleeved cards. Oh, man. Wow, that's actually kind of fun. This game's really fun. Come on, baby. I just want to see if it's possible. Holy poop. Anyway, I'm taking it. I don't care. Okay, so the Battlesmith is taking this. Solar Storm Gem. Cosmic energies of unsurpassing power can be unleashed from this amulet as a fiery solar flare. Discard this card at the start of your turn to inflict one wound on all adversaries in the same chamber as your hero. The Battlesmith can't help us if he's not in the same room. We are in such bad shape. Here's what I want to do, I think. Pass, pass, pass. And then roll a 6 for the Wellspring. Roll a 6 for the Wellspring. So you got it. You can pass treasure cards to another player before making your action roll if your heroes are adjacent. Then this is what I want to do. Now that I know the rules of the road, I'm going to go pass, Battlesmith. And the Battlesmith is going to use the 6 from the Destiny pool and move 3, 1, 2 to right there. Then the Lord of Plagues is going to activate. He's going to passel the Shriveled Heart over to the Battlesmith. Discard this card when your hero is grievously wounded. Instead of removing from the board, remove D3 wound counters from their hero card. Alright, let's mess it up. Lord of Plagues. Nurgle's Rot, 6 up. Area, 5 up to hit. D3 damage, starting with this guy. Fail. This one. That was a really bad roll. This Brimstone. Fail. This blue guy. Fail. This Brimstone. Hits. That's going to be at least 1 damage, so he poofs. And then the last Brimstone, a 1. Then he'll attack this blue horror. 4 up to hit. You got it. That's going to be 2 damage. So this guy splits into a Brimstone. And Lord of Plagues gets a renown. Then he'll chop this guy. 4 up to hit. 3. Lastly, one more time. A 6. So this guy splits. That's 1 more renown. Okay, who is next? the branch witch. She only gets 1 die. She got a 3. She has 5 movement. She's going to run. See you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cogsmith, 3. I think he's actually just going to recuperate 1 wound. So we're just going to move this off and heal 1 wound so that he doesn't die. Okay, starting with the blue horror group. There's only 1 of them, and it's a 1. Bolts of edge. Each horror in the group attempts to move so they are not adjacent to any heroes. Attacks with the blue fire. That's going to be hitting on a 4. We will shoot the Cogsmith. The Cogsmith's in a different room, so we're going to shoot the Battlesmith instead. Actually, we're going to shoot the Lord of Plagues, because he can take it. It hits for 2 damage. Lord of Plagues is a 4-up save. He saved it. Usually I make it as hard as possible. Starting to come around on not just totally annihilating my own characters. Brimstones. These 2 are already adjacent. This guy can go like this. The movement is 3, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3. And Flickering Blade is a 4-up to hit. This guy attacks Lord of Plagues. Fails. This guy attacks Lord of Plagues. Hits. 4-up save. That's 1 wound. This guy's going to attack the Battlesmith because I want him to. It hits. And he's got a 5-up save. So the Battlesmith is grievously wounded. So he's going to use the Shriveled Heart to recover D3 wounds instead. And he got 3. That is awesome. Somehow I had a good feeling. So he's all the way down to 1 wound now. Thanks, Cinch. Okay, then this guy's going to shoot a shoot at the Battlesmith. Blue fire, 1 die, hitting on a 5-up. It doesn't, it fails. Next, hero phase. Destiny dies first. No 6s. And we rolled 3s. I think I'm still going to pass to the Battlesmith just in case he gets a 6. He did. However, we're both neck and neck for a skill card, which we desperately need. So Battlesmith's going first. So he's going to use the None shall defile the icon. If you use this action, 4-up, make an attack roll with the Battlesmith Ancestral Battle Axe against each adversary that is adjacent. So those 2 Brimstones. Hitting on a 3. He got it. Hitting on a 3. He got it. So these are both evaporated. Okay, he's just going to move up 1, 2, and he will attack. Wait a minute. He can't do 2 wounds. Ah! I'll just move here. Then he will use the 2 from the Destiny pool. This will get locked. And attack this guy. He got it. That guy goes away. That's about all he can do. This unlocks. I'm going to pass with the Lord of Plagues as well and go to the Cogsmith. 4 and a 6. If I can kill 3 enemies with missile actions, I can gain 2 bonus renown. But first he's going to use Dwarden Pistols for a 2-up. Hitting on 3s. 2 2s. He gets to reroll because of the icon of Grimnir. 2 hits. So this guy splits into a Brimstone. And the Cogsmith gets 1 renown. Now if I can take out these 2 as well, he'll get 2 bonus renown, which is exactly enough to pull a skill card. So he's going to use the Grudge Raker, 6-up. Die, and it's a 3-up to hit this guy. He got a 3, so that's 2 damage. Now I'm saying he can only use it on the same target with the reload thing, because otherwise it's nuts. So then that's 2 enemies down, and then he'll use one of the Destiny die. He's going to use the Dwarden Pistols Got 2 chances to roll a 3. He got over 3 on both. Yay! That is fantastic. Cool. Kills this guy. Those aren't worth any renown, but he meets his renown bonus requirement. And so he's going to get 2 bonus renown. He's white. 1, 2. So it's skill time, baby. We got a new one too. Got Chosen or Divine Herald. Where you walk, all can feel the touch of the divine emanating from the sacred relic you bear. Once per turn, reduce the hero dice cost of an action by 1. If your hero is totemic, oh man, the Battlesmith is totemic. This would have been perfect for him. All players benefit from this effect while your hero is on the board. Chosen, you bear within your soul a spark of the divine reward from the gods for your fervent faith. He is not holy. Damn, the Battlesmith is holy and totemic. After making your action roll, add 1 to the score of the lowest hero die. Alright, I'm taking the Divine Herald. Okay, Lord of Plagues is up next. Got 3 dice. 1, 6, 6. So first he's going to recuperate. Then he's going to move 1, 2, 3. And then he'll use the 6 to turn the dais, I think it's, to the center of the thingy. Rumble, rumble, grumble, and rumble. As the demonic statue at last shattered apart, blue flames roared up from its sundered remains. Hanging amid those spectral fires was revealed the gaunt summoner, albeit a shadow of his true self. The daemon favored the champions with an unsettling smirk, then raised one hand. Up from his outstretched palm there drifted a glinting fragment of the amulet of which the gaunt summoner had spoken before. This proclaimed the ethereal demon was the first piece of the puzzle, for on it was seared a syllable of his true name. Such words have power, he revealed, and should the champions gather them all, they would be able to bind him to their will, albeit for a few moments, long enough to demand his boon, and to earn their freedom. Why should he tell them all this? Asked the summoner with a shark's smile. Perhaps it was just his nature, or the caprice of Tzeentch. Perhaps they had earned such revelation, or perhaps his fear of these interlopers was so little that he would hand them the keys to unlock his power, knowing that they would never live long enough to use them. With that last pronouncement, the spectral creature raised his blade and darted to attack. The amulet fragment still orbiting lazily about him, with the promise of rewards yet to be reaped. The beams are shut off immediately, and no longer have any effect. Set up the gaunt summoner directly in front of the statue, and put the fragment of Haish next to the board. If the gaunt summoner is slain, the rune-marked player can take the fragment, completing the trial. Kombucha. A demon mage of terrible power, the gaunt summoner delights in tricks and torments. He dirties his hands in battle against only the worthiest of foes. We didn't spawn him as a mighty adversary, so we don't use those rules. If your hero is wounded by the warp tongue blade, you cannot use any skill cards until the next adversary phase. Lord of Silver Tower, the gaunt summoner cannot be stunned. When he is slain, whichever hero landed the killing blow gains D3 renown rather than 1, and each other hero gains 1 renown. Mercurial Temper. If the gaunt summoner has 6 or more wound markers next to him, subtract 2 from any rolls on his behavior table. Creature of Change. Each time the gaunt summoner suffers any wounds from an attack, the attacking hero must discard their highest remaining hero die. This is it. Don't get scared now. He only has 9 vigor, though. I like that. Each time you hit him successfully, he saps your strength. I kind of want to try and hit him hard with the Branch Witch. She only has one die. Come on, big whammy. Nope, not enough. Oh, but we have the Destiny die. That's a 5. So we can use this 3 as a movement die. And then we get rerolls on our attacks, but this will give us a reroll on our D3 damages. So we'll go ahead and use the Bloodstone. This Crimson Stone bears a baleful rune with the power to curse an entire race of creatures at the start of your turn. You can choose to discard this card for an adversary type. For this turn, you can reroll any failed attack rolls and any D3 or D6 damage rolls when you target that type. So we'll do that. She is going to run in with plant-like speed. 1, 2, 3. Wait, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She can go all the way over here and attack. She vanishes like a plant and reappears like a plant and attacks like a plant. So, Greenwood Scythe. You get as many attack rolls as there are wounds on her hero card. It's a 4-up. She's going to use the Destiny die, so she can roll. She's got 3 wounds, so she can roll 3 attack dice. Hits on a 3. Come on, baby. 2 of them are successful. Oh, wait, we get to re-roll the attack roll. It's failed again. Then she's going to roll for D3 damage on both of these. Got a 2 and a 1. Let's re-roll this one. Only 3 damage. You know, it's so little, I might as well just re-roll this one. Yay, it went up. 3, 4. So that's 4 wounds on the Gaunt Summoner. She's going to lose her highest remaining action die, but she doesn't have any, so it doesn't matter. Next up is the Cogsmith. He only has 2, a 5, and a 1. He can use his Grudge Raker. Let's do it. So he's going to reduce the cost of the Grudge Raker from 6 to 5, then he'll do it. The 3-up to hit, and he also can reroll because of the Icon of Grimnar. It failed, and he got a 6. That is 2 damage on the Gaunt Summoner, putting him at 6. Here, I'll just put this out here so you guys can see. 6 wounds, so it's going to alter his behavior, but then, since he hit him, it's going to lose him his last activation die. But now on a 3-up, nope, everyone has gone now, so uh-oh. It is Gaunt Summoner's turn. Subtract 2 from any rules in the behavior table. And it's a d6. Here we go. So 5 minus 2 is 3. Mindstorm. The Gaunt Summoner moves to a space as far from the heroes as possible. Teleport. That's what happens. That's the sound it makes. Then the rune-marked player or torchbearer rolls 2 dice and takes as many stun markers as the highest number rolled. Who's got the rune? The Cogsmith. Come on, low rolls. 3. That's not too bad. 3 stun markers. They put 1 on their hero card, then pass the rest to the player on the left, who does the same. Continue until they have all been placed. That was the Cogsmith, then the Branch Witch, then the Lord of Plagues. Weak sauce, didn't even hit us. Pass the rune to the Battlesmith. Reset the dice. Heckin' 5s, 1 and a 3. Let's start with the Battlesmith. Rolling 3 dice. Oops, I forgot to give the Battlesmith his bonus Renown, because he didn't get hit that one time hella long ago. Even when I use tokens. Okay, so he got a 1, 2, 3. He doesn't have 6. 1, 2, 3. Attacks with the battle axe. 3 up. He hits. 1 damage. Hit 7. And he's going to lose his last activation die. So he will use a Destiny die to attack. 3 up to hit. He got it. That is 1 more damage. That's 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh. Just give it to him, man. He doesn't have enough dice. I could risk letting the Gaunt Summoner live 1 more turn. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and let the Battlesmith make the killing blow so that he can level up potentially 1, 2. That's only if he rolls a 2 on a d3. So odds upon odds, but it's better than knowing it won't work or it won't happen. So Sylvaneth Branch Witch, she has a stun marker, so she's going to use the Destiny die to recuperate 1 wound. It's the end of her turn, so she'll lose the stun token. Cogsmith gets 1 die. He is going to also recuperate a wound, and then he'll lose the stun token, and the Battlesmith already went. Lord of Plagues. What happened? I guess I just passed him. It's the enemy phase. So I got a 1. Summon minions. Set up a pink horror at the nearest portal and replace the Gaunt Summoner with another. They act this phase unless the pink horrors have already acted. Then set up the Gaunt Summoner in the same chamber as far as possible from any other heroes. So he teleports off the board. Nya, 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 nya. We have to face 2 pink horrors. Okay, well now we're going to get some leveling up for sure. Or lose. And then they're going to activate immediately. 4. Blazing Whirlwind. Each horror in the group moves so that there are many heroes in the chamber as possible. Then each horror group attacks with pink fire. Ouch. At least we healed up. It's a 3-up. It's an area. 3 up to hit. Okay, first pink horror. Hits both of these guys, and then they're going to roll for their saves. And they both fail. 1 wound each. That's 1 wound to the Lord of Plagues and 1 to the Battlesmith. And the other pink horror attacks with pink fire, hitting on 3s. And gets 1 hit on the Branch Witch. Rolling for a save, and she fails. That's 1 wound. Now, I know from experience, like letting the game continue on like this, then he's going to teleport back in as far away as possible. It's real risky because you can start getting into an infinite loop of unexpected events and like continuous, endless waves of monsters spawning. So next hero phase, a 2. We did actually get an unexpected event. Okay, Tweak is coming back, reappears next to the Gaunt Summoner. So -1 to all attack rolls from the heroes now. Okay, I'm going to pass and activate the Battlesmith first. 6 and a 2. He will throw his fire steel throwing axe. No, he can't because he's adjacent to this guy. His agility sucks, so he can't move either. Oh my gosh. Well, I was just going to go for the kill, but now I'm not. I'll do his reroll buff, and he'll attack with the Ancestral Battle Axe. 3 to hit. 1. And then he will actually going to use this to recuperate 1 wound. All right, this is going to drag out much longer than it was a moment ago. Even just one little minor decision like that. This could be like another half an hour or even longer just because of that. Oh, now this is based slowly on if I want to insist that he try and get a skill card. And I kind of do. 1, 2, 3 for the Lord of Plagues. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. Great Blade hits on a 4. He got it on a 6. That's 2 damage. 3 wounds on that guy. And then one more time. 4 up. Fails, rerolling, and a 1. That's the end of his turn. Branch Witch. She only has 1 die. It's a 2. And unless she's adjacent to somebody, she really can't do anything. Oh, also I'm supposed to have -1 to all my rolls. So why doesn't... We'll just have the Branch Witch go like this and try and capture Tweak to remove his accursed thing. Just don't roll under. And she didn't. It's 4 to 4. So she captures Tweak in her wooden clutches. And his boon is discard Tweak to re-roll up to 2 dice after you make your action roll or destiny roll. And lastly, the Cogsmith. 2, 3, 5. He is adjacent right now. And his agility sucks. Well, first he'll recuperate. That seems like a decent trade-off. Then Cogax, 4 up. Failed. Oh, he can re-roll. Wow, 2 1s in a row. Again. And he got it. 1 big wound. That is all of our turn. Enemies. Oh, poopy. So the Gaunt Summoner has the highest agility by far. 3 - 2 is 1. Summon minions. No. Okay. So, I mean, let's see what happens. He disappears. Oh my gosh, I don't even have access to my other pink horrors right now. I have 1, Yeah, this is turning real messy. And then he'll reappear way over here. Only has 1 wound. And then the pink horrors will activate immediately. Let's just keep it at 3. That's plenty. Going for the behavior. So, like, we have to wrap this up. 6. Each one in the group moves towards the nearest hero and attacks them with blue flame or flickering blade. Okay, they're already all 3 engaged. So this one will attack the branch witch with flickering blade. 2 attacks hitting on 2s. 1 hit. Branch witch's 5-up save. Failed. Takes a wound. 2 attacks hitting on 2s to the cogsmith. 2 damage. 4-up save. Saves 1. Takes 1 damage. I'm just going to go odds evens. Let fate decide. Odds. Attacking the Lord of Plagues. 1 hit and saved. Believe it or not, that's the end of the adversary phase. Passing the rune to the branch witch. Rolling the destiny die. I think I keep missing the unexpected events. Pretty sure there was an unexpected event like 100 times. 3s and 5s. Only a 4 is available. Slop is going to appear. I guess right here. Just to be nasty. Subtract 1 move from values of all heroes while Slop is on the board. So again, I'm going to pass and go to the Battlesmith first. 2, 2, 4. He'll attack the pink horror with the battle axe thing. That's 1 damage. So he kills the pink horror. And it splits into 2. That gives him 1 renown. He's going to use the Solar Storm gem right now. Discard this card at the start of your turn. Oh, I guess I can't. Yeah, I can. He only did 1 wound anyway to that guy. Discard this card at the start of your turn to inflict 1 wound on all adversaries in the chamber as your hero. So that would kill the Gaunt Summoner and it would kill the pink horror. Kombucha, Solar Storm Jet, cosmic energies of unsurpassing power can be unleashed from this amulet as a fiery solar flare. And they do. And they are, I mean. So, Gaunt Summoner is killed to perish. And when he is, he gets D3 renown, which is at least 1. And everyone else gets 1. So, before we see what happens, let me draw the skill cards. Dadushka for the Battlesmith. So he's holy and totemic. Neither of them are that. Inspiring leader. You know that it is your party's combined strength that will overcome this trial, not one warrior's heroics, and you bring out the best in your companions. After making an action roll for this hero, you can put any of their hero dice on the available destiny dice section of the fate board. This cannot increase the number of available destiny dice to more than 5. Oh, that's cool. You can kind of give your dice away, but I think that that's going to require too much brain power for me. Unnatural fortitude. You have the ability to shrug off horrendous injuries, recovering from wounds that would have slain a lesser warrior 2 times over. That sounds like more fitting. If this hero makes a recuperate action, roll a dice on a 6, they can heal 1 grievous injury instead of healing a wound. There is no grievous injuries in this game. If the hero is unrelenting, they can heal a grievous injury instead of a wound on a roll of 5 or more. I'll just tweak that. Well, he's not unrelenting anyways. But yeah, I'll just say he can heal 2 wounds, because we're not using the Hammer Hall grievous wound rules. Although, maybe we will. Maybe we will in time. If the Gaunt Summoner is slain, the remarked player can take their fragment, completing the trial. Turn back to the start of this book, reading the ending of the trial, see what happens next. I thought he said some stuff. So Chunga, he disappears temporarily, and then temporarily this spins, and we claim it. Jing, 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 jing. Too close. Jing, jing. Okay. Whether the heroes were successful or not, they must wander the Silver Tower in search of the Gaunt Summoner's next test amid its labyrinthian corridors. That which has been learned may fade like a dream, while treasures may serve their purpose or simply be lost. Each player rolls a dice for each treasure card they have. On 1, 2, or 3, they return it to the treasure deck. On a 4-up, they keep it. Any fragments of the amulet are kept by the players that took them. I'm just going to keep them as a group. If the group has no fragments of the amulet, each player must then discard all of their skill cards. If the players do have any fragments of the amulet between them, its powers will help them retain their memories. If they have one fragment, each hero can keep one skill. Alright, so that's the end of the playthrough, except for let's find out how many treasures are lost. So this Olgarite shard is lost. And the Amulet of Fury is lost. You can tell how much I'm surprised. And the skill. Oh, I meant to put that back. That's it. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. If you did, I'm going to get this mess to the editing table and see if I can cut it up into some choice slices of meat for y'all. I'm hoping that it is usable because in my heart, I would really love to continue to do this series. Hi, this is Goodjesse. I'm just over on Twitch painting miniatures. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you really liked it, please consider leaving a tip. I think I'm much better suited to doing things like this and sharing them with you than I am to stocking shelves or flipping burgers. So if you'd like to see more, I really appreciate your support. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. Cheers.